less traffic to deal with. You get used to the weird hours, the drunk drivers who wrapped their cars around telephone poles, the breakdowns on dark stretches of highway where cell service cuts out. It's honest work, and I'm good at it. Most calls are routine. Dead battery, flat tire, fender bender where nobody got hurt. Once in a while, you get something that sticks with you. Like the time I pulled a sedan out of Miller's Creek with the driver still inside, or the guy who insisted his car had been moved while he was getting coffee at the truck stop. You learn to take people's stories with a grain of salt. Stress and fear make folks see things that aren't there. But last Tuesday's call was different. I'm still trying to make sense of what happened out there on Route 47. The dispatch came in around 2:30 a.m. Vehicle off the road, mile marker 22, possibly occupied. Linda's voice crackled through the radio. Caller said the driver might still be inside, but she couldn't get close enough to check. Mile marker 22 on Route 47 runs through some of the thickest forest in the county. It's a winding two-lane that connects the valley towns to the interstate, popular with truckers trying to avoid the way stations. During the day, it's scenic enough, but at night it's just 20 miles of dark trees and no cell coverage. I grabbed my coffee and headed out. Linda had given me the coordinates, so I knew roughly where to look, but finding a car that's actually off the road can mean anything from pulled onto the shoulder to wrapped around a tree 50 yards into the woods. I kept my speed reasonable and watched for reflectors or broken glass. I found it about a quarter mile past the marker. At first glance, it looked like the driver had just pulled off to take a call or get some sleep. The car, a blue Honda Accord, maybe 5 years old, was parked about 30 feet into the tree line on a patch of relatively flat ground. The engine was off, but the headlights were still on, casting weak beams through the fog that had rolled in during the drive. I pulled my truck up parallel to the road and hit the flashers. Standard procedure is to assess the situation before you start hooking anything up, so I grabbed my flashlight and walked over to see what I was dealing with. That's when I noticed the first odd thing. The car's doors were all locked, windows rolled up tight, and I could see someone in the driver's seat. A young woman, maybe mid-20s, gripping the steering wheel like her life depended on it. When my flashlight beam hit the windshield, she looked up at me with eyes that were wide with terror, makeup running. I tapped on the driver's side window. "Ma'am, I'm with Morrison's Towing. Are you hurt?" She shook her head, but didn't roll down the window. Instead, she pointed toward the woods behind her car and mouthed something I couldn't make out. "Ma'am, I need you to open the window so we can talk," I called, raising my voice slightly. This time she did roll it down, but just a crack. "You need to get that car out of here," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. "Right now. Don't unhook anything. Don't get out again. Just pull it back to the road. What's wrong? Are you hurt? Do you need medical attention?" "I'm not hurt." She glanced toward the trees again. "But there's something out there. Something big. It's been watching me for the past 2 hours. I'll admit, my first thought was drugs or alcohol. Wouldn't be the first time someone got spooked by shadows while under the influence. But she didn't smell like booze, and her speech was clear and coherent. "What kind of something?" I asked, playing along. encircling the car, just staying back in the trees where I can't see it clearly. I played my flashlight beam into the woods behind her car. The fog made it hard to see more than 20 feet, but I didn't spot anything unusual, just pine trees and underbrush, same as the rest of the forest along Route 47. Ma'am, I don't see anything back there. How about we get your car back on the road and I'll follow you to the nearest gas station. You can call someone from there. No. Her voice was firm. Don't go back there. Just hook up the car and pull it out. Please. Something in her tone made me pause. I've dealt with a lot of scared drivers over the years, and you learn to distinguish between different kinds of fear. Drunk fear is sloppy and unfocused. Accident fear is sharp, but fades once the immediate danger passes. This was something else, the kind of steady, controlled terror that comes from extended exposure to real danger. I decided to humor her. All right, ma'am, I'm going to hook up the car from here and pull you back to the road. Keep your doors locked